Hello everyone, how are you? Sorry for my voice, it's a little kind of like low today. I've had a few days of just dealing with a lot of physical, emotional stress, so you're still hearing it in my voice a little bit. The most important thing is that you hear me clearly, so hopefully. Sometimes I don't hear myself clearly because my ears are still kind of like clogged, but hopefully the message will get through. So I want to talk about the dangers of casual sex, and I've talked about this many times, but today we're going to go a lot deeper into it and kind of like explore a few of the different energetics and spiritual aspects of casual sex and why we must choose our partners wisely. All right. So, I know that in the spiritual community that I'm sometimes a part of, I'm a passerby. And even outside of spiritual communities, many people have heard the phrase, choose your partners wisely, or a phrase like that. These words are very wise, and we're going to dive deeper into the reasons you should choose your partners very wisely, especially these days. Especially these days. We will talk about why we must have knowledge of sexual flow and this soul contract we have with our sexual partners. We're going to talk about sexual spirits, ancestral curses and karma, money, vampirism, and also what we can do about it. So unconnected, misaligned sex always causes some form of trauma. This is very important to understand, and I will repeat this sentence because it is so important. Unconnected, misaligned sex always causes some sort of or some form of trauma. It can cause deep wounds, or it could even, it could happen on a microscopic level in our psyche, but it happens. So let's explore why. What is sex? If you read my first book, and I go deeper into what sex really is, and we've all been misinformed about what sex really is, one of the things sex is it is a marriage. So sex itself is a marriage. And marriage is a binding spell. I also had a video, I think it's called Marriage is a Binding Spell, if you are interested in learning more. And I don't go too deep into it because it's so complicated also to explain the energetics of that. But if you just understand that sex is marriage, and that marriage is a binding spell, and a binding spell is unbinding. It is very strong. Of course, you can unbind it in some way, but you must unbind it. You can't just create a binding spell and expect it will just unbind by its own one day. That's not how it works. This is not how it works with our energetics and our consciousness and our souls. It just doesn't work like that. So a one-night stand has always almost the same effect energetically that an actual marriage contract has on a soul level. So let that sit with you for a minute. It is literally marriage. This is magic you do not want to mess with, all right? A binding spell and a marriage and a union. This is why I teach about the sacred union, is because most of us don't know what a sacred union is. Most of us are not doing enough preparation work or initiation to prepare for a sacred union. A lot of people in the spiritual community, just blur out these words today. Sacred union, divine feminine, divine masculine. They have no fucking clue what they're talking about. They have no integrity, no maturity, and no commitment to actually live and embody sacred union. And by the way, you do not have to be with another person to embody sacred union. I have already achieved sacred union within the spirit realm. If I need to achieve it within this realm with a physical human, with another man, and it is for the highest good of myself, of him, and of the Divine Mother, it shall be. But we really must begin to understand what these words really mean, and the power that we have and the power that these concepts have on our lives right now. And again, it's so important and vital, especially more than any other time, because we are not doing very well, humans. We are not doing very well on so many levels. I'm doing also like a series of I started with the last two videos, and there are a few more videos that I'm about to do that are taking us very deeply into the demonic world, into understanding dark magic, baneful magic, symbolism right now. So stay tuned if that's something that you're interested in. And you should, because you're a part of it whether you like it or not. So that's the issue. All right, so for women, this is especially important because women are magnetic. We are magnetic forces. We have internal organs who receive energy. Our sexual organs are literally internal, not like the masculine that are external, that are giving energy out. So we are receivers. Men's organs are external, they are givers. Empty sex for men, by the way, is going to affect his heart, which I always talk about. And this is not a fluffy saying. It would literally affect his heart. The heart of a man is his center of power, which affects his purpose, his health, etc. But mainly the connection to source, to God. The emptying of the seed of the sperm for men empties their heart as well. So if you finally master sexual energy correctly, when you finally ejaculate, you will elevate and activate the heart and you will fill it up instead. But you have to learn how to do that, and you must prepare for this and master it and practice it. It's actually a lot harder for men. Women can achieve this state a lot differently, also because our bodies work differently and our sexual flow works differently. But yes, it does take a lot more physical commitment, mental commitment from men. So this is why not a lot of men want to do this work, because it takes a lot. And a lot of men I see choose other teachers who don't demand too much out of them, but they're missing the point. They're not actually embodying their full power. So yes, it will take a lot of your willpower and commitment to do this work if you want to do it correctly. Not take any shortcuts. So this is what I have to say. So porn and disconnected sex also destroys the way the men view women and femininity altogether, which leads to erectile dysfunction and spiritual dysfunction, because the woman is the man's connection to source. We have to understand this as well. So when a man devalues the feminine in women, which we see a lot in men today, and he also didn't heal, his mother wounds, his feminine wounds before, he also devalues and destroys his own source connection. This is huge, and I want you to just really listen to these words. The woman is the path to source for a man, which is an eternal womb. That's why I call this source the mother. This is how I connect to this source. It is this eternal womb abyss that we all come from and return to. It is the void space, right? Like the womb is a space every man and every woman long to return to. This is source energy. Men especially have this yearning because they do not hold the womb physically within their body like women. This is the sexual obsession that men, by the way, have with women. This is why, women, boobies, pussy, all this. We have been so distorted that we believe men just want to fuck women for the sake of sex. But the deeper subconscious longing for men is to really return to source, which is through the womb. And the womb of the woman physically holds this energy, literally. The problem is that most women don't even know that themselves. And so they cannot cultivate their own womb source energy. And so when men penetrate them, they don't feel it. They don't feel a thing. So our job, women, is to be the leaders, the way showers, is what I always say. And this is why, another reason that teaching sacred sexuality, true sacred sexuality, is the job of women, not of men. So beware of any Tantra men teachers out there. The only teacher that I always recommend you remember is David Data, but he does not, in my opinion, he does not teach sacred sexuality. He's a wonderful teacher in teaching the dynamics of the masculine and feminine, which are very important, and men really need more good male leaders, teachers to listen to. Okay, so a man can lead a very empty life, devoid of spiritual connection and heart, and be happy and satisfied on all the self level, on the ego level. That's fine. If that's what you want, go for it. If that's the path you're seeking in this life. Though you'll have to go through this matrix game again and again, because your soul will always crave, will always yearn for a sacred union. to return to source. And that can only be achieved by taking full initiation journey of the soul and body. There are no shortcuts here, guys. You have to understand there's not shortcuts. Everyone is always looking for shortcuts. In other places in my life, I'm also looking for shortcuts. Not in this, because I know the power of this. But yeah, we got to kind of go against that nature of seeking a shortcut, especially when it comes to our spiritual evolution and awakening. Women take in, hold, and keep the energy from their partners, especially men. This happens in a lesser intensity with homosexual partnership, by the way, but it still does affect the women on many levels. Choosing the wrong partner as a woman can lead to mental problems, physical illness, pain in any area of our sexual organs, chaotic cycles, vaginal infections, sadness, and even depression. Not to mention unwanted pregnancy, of course, which is such an emotional and physically difficult experience for a woman. Again, I'm speaking of natural women, not women who are fully taken by their dark feminine, right? Like, or demonic energy. I'm speaking of good women here. And it can also affect your other relationships in your life and keep you in a loop of attracting the wrong people, situations, and not allow you the healing space to evolve, grow, and know yourself truly. In sex, let's talk about some fluids, all right? Some sexual fluids. Fluids are mixing up, right? So this is what a lot of what we teach in the Advanced Sex Magic, and I'm working on another book for Advanced Sex Magic later on, but this is such simple things, but they're very deep, and we have to go through initiation to and understand them. And when I say initiation, I don't mean you have to go through initiation with me. You have to go through your own soul's initiation. You have to go through that, through those endless portals, right? And sure, if you find your teacher, if you find someone that you trust, but the problem is, unfortunately, there's so much BS today in the spiritual community. I am always pissed off about it. Like, I don't hide it anymore. I've never hidden it before also, but so fluids are mixing up. This sexual alchemy, which is pure alchemy, no matter how broken or unhealthy it is, it's still alchemy. Information and codes are exchanged between the partners. But instead of creating light, power, and evolution, most humans de-evolve through sex because they're not doing it correctly. This is so sad because sex is one of our greatest gifts and tools to empower and grow, and it is being used against us, by us, to destroy us, which is insanity. For both men and women, our spiritual and energetic hygiene is affected tremendously, all right? We form energetic cords with the people we sleep with, and those cords keep us connected to them forever. So I also have a ceremony, a ritual to cleanse your past lovers, for example, but that doesn't mean you can never cleanse someone's energy completely. I'm sorry to tell you this, but you can't, especially if your sexual fluids have been exchanged. And yes, you can put a condom and maybe there's going to be a little less fluids exchanging, but you're still kissing someone, and you're still also energetically exchanging energy with someone. So we have to be very careful. This means that our sexual partners have the power, even if they are not aware of it, to influence our energy field even years after we have sex with them. All right. Women are affected more than men, but this also means that women have more power over the men they sleep with. And this is also something I've talked about a lot. I have a video called How to Control a Man's Soul, which I called it that way to be a little provocative, obviously. And a lot of people get pissed off by this video without even listening to. Obviously, they haven't listened to it for sure. But please listen if you want to listen to this video, because it really explains very basically on how in sex women hold all the power. Yes, we have been programmed in this world to think that men have all the power. That's why, we can rape women and we can take their bodies and do whatever we want with their bodies, but we have all the power. But all this knowledge has been forgotten from us, so we forget who the fuck we are. Women, I'm talking to you. All right, so in that video that I did, How to Control a Man's Soul, where I explained this in more depth, but it's also a very deep knowledge, occult knowledge, and deep secrets of the sex priestess within the temple that I serve, that even when a man rapes a woman, she has the real power over him again. And they don't see the connection between how they treat, many men, sorry, I'm so sorry. I lost my track in the sentence. Many men have chaotic lives, and they don't see the connection between how they treated a woman, how they caused pain to a woman who loved and was connected to them through her womb. This is a problem. This happens all the time in our society, but no one sees it or talks about it. And we also don't see the connections, right? Like, and especially women feel this. We feel this pain. We feel this shift in our energy. But men don't see it. Men, oh, I just had a fling with this girl. I just kissed her. I just and I liked her for that night, but I'm over it. They don't understand the consequences on themselves when they are causing karmic pain, when they're causing pain to a woman. And this is something I can go on for hours. Honestly, we can go so deep into that. If you want me to talk about it more, I can do a video. Let me know down in the comments. I am not saying that women go around casting spells on men all the time. This is not what's happening. Of course, there are some few women on the planet that, I want to make him fall in love with me. I want this, and I always talk about it. I did another video, Stop Manipulating Men. No, I'm so against that. This is not what I'm talking about. But we absolutely have the power to affect a man's energy once he's inside of our body. We hold his life force in our womb. This is where the sentence of behind every successful man, there's a strong woman or loving woman or something like that. Because when a woman truly loves a man, when she holds his life force in her womb, she will make sure that it expands, that she uses it correctly, so to speak. And most women don't even do it consciously. We just naturally do this. Okay, and also this is why I don't like to sleep with men that are not my men, because I want to do this for them. I'm conscious of this power that I have, and I want to expand and use their life force in a way that's going to be conducive to them and the cosmos and this universe, because we together serve a higher source. Okay. So we talked about women. So naturally, when a man and a woman connect and marry through sexual union, because it is a marriage, and the masculine partner doesn't show up with his giving energy, and the feminine feels this pain, which is, he's not present, he's not connected anymore, which is huge for the feminine. Men don't understand how painful it is for the feminine. This pain that's in her womb now affects his life force, which is also in her womb. I hope that you understand what I'm talking about. Which was a part of her womb-niverse, right? So you just put your part of your life force in a woman's womb, and you hurt her, you leave her, you whatever do to her, and you don't understand why there's chaos in your life. It's not that she did anything to you. You did this to you, because you have put your life force in this sacred space, and you hurt the sacred space. You cause pain to this sacred space. And so you feel this pain because you've caused this pain. Hopefully this makes sense. This is so basic, but it's so beyond our human capacity right now to grasp, because we've been so distorted and so programmed in such a bad way. So, and this is why I'm pissed off at Tantra teachers and the Tantra world and all the sacred sexuality world that teach people that it's okay to sleep with everyone. And let's have a temple night and let's have an orgy, because this is a temple. No. This is not a temple. This is not sacred. You want to call it an orgy? Call it an orgy. I respect you if you call it what it is. Don't freaking reprogram people who are seeking sacred knowledge and distort their programming again by saying, this is sacred, let's just fuck everyone. Very dangerous. Stay away from these people. You don't want to learn from me? Don't learn from me. Just be careful who you learn from. Please, I beg of you, we do not need more of this chaotic distortion in the world right now. All right. Let me give you a personal example. So one of the reasons that I, as a sex priestess, abstain from sex is because I know my energy is so powerful and catalytic that it can seem to hurt men who are not ready for evolution. I am aware of that. This is a theme of my life. For example, if I sleep with a man who is not in his higher path and he's not ready to step up into his higher path, if I open my heart to him as the feminine, as the embodiment of the goddess that I always hold myself to be, because I do, trust me, as harsher as I am on people, I am 10 times harsher on myself. So trust me on that. So if I sleep with this man, his life can seem to have, and let's say he disappears, he touches the deep feminine wound within me of the abandonment, of not being present, right, of not giving his all. His life can be seen to have the illusion of falling apart, so to speak. I'm not doing anything to this man. A lot of men think that, especially because they hear I'm a sex priestess and I'm a witch, you know, they don't understand. Also, they've been programmed to think that, oh, she's a witch, she's hurting me. It's just crazy stuff. So I'm not doing anything to the man. On the contrary, I actually bless every single man I've ever been with, no matter how much he seemed to have hurt me, you know, and I don't believe anyone can hurt us really at the end. Like, we are, you know, I'm creating my own reality. But yeah, it's actually really ironic because I send so much power and love and still transmute their energies into their highest version. So, but let me continue. So it is simply the call of my feminine soul to his masculine heart to step into his greatest version. That's what's happening. That's this chaos that he's feeling in his life right now. It's the calling of the feminine to the masculine. It's like, join me, let's evolve together. Let's create a sacred union, not necessarily with me, but evolve. I want to see you evolving into your highest power. All right. I know as a conscious woman, highly conscious woman, I'm not perfect, God no, and I never want to be perfect, but I know that my womb is a gift to the masculine. I know that. And that also, again, why I don't sleep with everyone, because they have to, in a way, earn their way into my temple. And this is not just a fluffy saying. This is real, all right? I keep my body, my mind, my heart, my spirit on constant, on the highest path that I can take. Constant cleansing, constant sacredness with every daily rituals, with who I am, with the choices I make, right? So this is what, also when you used to walk into the temple, as the sisters have showed me the beautiful temples, men had to prepare, they had to cleanse, they didn't just go into the temple and had sex with priestesses. Some of them never had sex with priestesses. It is about connecting the masculine to their divinity, to their power. This is what I want to see as a woman on this planet generally, especially with men that I love and that I feel connection to, right? So I know my womb is a gift to the masculine, but if he's not ready or willing, it can seem to destroy his life, though it is really an opportunity to rise, which he's not taking. So this is an example I wanted to be also vulnerable and show you from my own life, because this is what happens to many women and men. And it happens all the time. It happens even to women who are not conscious. This is our natural flow of exchanging of life force. Okay, so I'm going to try to wrap this. I know there's so much to talk about, guys. A man gives you his seed, his life force, and you receive it in the womb, where the codes of this information are stored forever. No, you cannot fully cleanse the energy of past lovers, like I said, only to some extent, and release their consciousness after in your life. But the subconscious will always hold this lover's energy and information. It is an unspoken soul-binding contract. When humans live in their highest wisdom, we do speak and communicate and make sure we are ready for the soul and body marriage contract. But we live now in a society of casual, fast sex, where men expect you to have sex with them in 5 minutes, and if you don't, you're ashamed or abandoned. This is where we're at, which is extremely sad. Let's talk about soul contracts. So sexual cords are soul ties. Karmic contracts that we create with another. When you sleep with someone who eats animals, for example, who drinks a lot of alcohol, this death and fear and trauma will enter your body. Eating animals is the greatest form of blood magic. It's black magic because it's blood sacrifice. If you sleep with someone who deep down has no respect for women, you will begin to doubt your own self-respect. These are a few examples, right? If you sleep with a man who is lacking integrity and flow with finance, it will affect your own flow with finance. Unless you are mastered, initiated sex priestess, which, it's a really long path to get there, who is trained to transmute the darkest of energies, you must protect your sexual energy and your body at all costs, please. Even with the level of mastery that I have gotten, there are still some lower energies I must protect myself from, always. I was trained and mastered, in this by the sisters themselves, but still, I played with fire a lot of times because I thought that I could transmute these energies, and it ended up hurting me, no matter how much I've mastered it. I felt the after effects, and even though it was for a short time, but it did affect me. I have learned in my early priestess time and initiation that I don't need to even play with lower energies in people, even if I can manage it energetically. Like, why? Like, why would I do this? Choosing, this is a part of the self-love journey we're on, sisters. And for men, choosing a woman wisely, discerning, and waiting for the true, loving, open, feminine woman to love and worship will also program you into your own inner God. So this is just a win-win situation for everyone. It's really going to shift you into that version of a self-loving man who honors, men of honor. And we need a lot more men of honor on this planet. We're so lacking in that. You will be able to honor yourself more as well as others around you. The more you are mindful and heartful with the woman or man you choose to sleep with, the more you are connected to your heart and your real power as a man. Don't be another honorless man that hates women, uses them, manipulates them, which is a very dark feminine trait, by the way, to manipulate, and lies. Be a man of honor. Wait for your woman to give her all of you, and give her, because she is your universe. This will be your true gift as a man, and you will get the most out of it. Also, men, you are a channel of light. And when you pour your life into a vessel with holes in it, right, or it's broken, your life force is depleted and wasted. When you pour your light force into your woman with love and heart connection, she feels safe, open, and she will hold, keep, and protect your life force. And not only keep it safe, but use it wisely and transmute it by transmuting it and sending it back to you. You will be more successful in your life. You will be happier and healthier. Now, let's talk about sexual spirits. I've talked many times before about the fact that most humans are already, in some form or another, possessed by demonic entities. Mostly, we will not know this is happening at all. The person may seem normal and even nice, but sex is a portal. And I write and explain in my first book, Sex Magic Evolution. And when we have sex with someone, we open so many portals that we are not aware of or conscious of, unless we have mastered, again, sacred sexual union, which very few people on the planet has. So don't think that if you went to a tantra class, you've mastered sexual union, because that's not how it works. And don't let people sell you on this lie, okay? That's the quick way to be a master of sacred sexuality. No, absolutely not. Have you been cleansing your body? Have you been preparing yourself? No, just no. All right. It is deep, real initiation one must go through with spirit and their highest self. Even in my initiations that I give to priestesses right now, which are guided by the sisters themselves and by the temple of Isis and Lilith, I can never take the person into their initiation. I help them clear all the gunk to prepare them, to give them the tools to do so. And if they are highly committed, focused, and dedicated, they will receive all the initiation benefits. If not, they will not. Because the initiation is your own personal path with source. This is why my initiation also, you gotta be present. Like, you can do other initiations and other courses and other things. It doesn't work like that. It's full commitment of who you are. So opening portals and gates while you and your partner are not fully present or thinking of other things or other people during sex, you haven't opened the heart portal first, which you should always do in sacred union. And also you have a weak or even bad intentions your body is not clear enough, it's full of animal products, alcohol, crap, I don't know, can lead to many low frequency entities to feast on your life force during and way after the sex is over also. So it is a very high price to pay, so for casual sex. Now let's talk about ancestral curses and karma. When you sleep with someone, you also take on parts of their bloodlines, ancestral karma, and also curses they may have. Yeah. And you never know how deep or dangerous the curse or karma can be. So sit with that for a minute. That's a huge one. Let's talk about vampirism. Ooh. Most people who have unconnected sex are acting, knowingly or unknowingly, like vampires. They are having sex in a selfish way, wanting to take from the other and take care. Sorry guys, I had to take a sip of water. My throat is still not the best. So we talked about vampirism. So these people are having sex in selfish ways, which is most people. And if we're honest, most of us have been in that situation in one way or another. Having sex in some sort of a selfish way, wanting to take from the other and take care of only their own desires. Women are most capable of being a vampire because we are the ones, again, who receive and take the energy from the men naturally, who gives us his energy. So yes, men are can be very powerful, energetic vampires, but women are like naturally, because we are the vessels. We take the energy or we receive it, which is the sacred way. We don't want to take, we want to receive, sisters. And when a woman is conscious, she knows when to receive, because when the energy is not going to be sacred, you will not want to receive it within your vessel. Although most women don't do it consciously, we can suck life force away from men, especially if we don't feel safe with him, or our subconscious mind has some sort of trauma from him or because of the situation. So obviously there's a lot of different ways this can play out in, but most women don't do it. Again, we don't do it consciously. We're not vampires that do it consciously, but it's a matter of taking energy and absorbing energy. So again, men, you gotta choose your women wisely, and you need to respect them, and you need to honor them. You need to make a woman feel safe. And if she respects you, if she has respect for you, which respect needs to be earned, you can't just expect a woman to respect you just because you have some beautiful pictures on Instagram or you did something really impressive that society deems as impressive. No, you need to earn her respect. And when she respects you, she will feel safe with you. And then she will be able to transmute your life force energy in the best possible way. So again, win-win situation. Let's create win-wins, guys. Men today, though, are very much in their shadow feminine. If you notice, they're not even in their shadow masculine. They're in their shadow feminine, a lot of them. And it's, not a pleasant sight to see as a woman, let me tell you that. And when they use manipulation, right, with women and drain women emotionally like vampires, it's horrible, like the situation we have today with boys and men. And no, I'm not saying boys to offend you. I'm saying boys because there are a lot of actual boys, who are doing this from a very young age, but also men who have not reached their manhood. Sometimes because of a trauma, because of an undeveloped psyche. And it's sad. It's sad. I really wish for all of us to heal all our traumas and to really step up into our power. Let's touch a little bit about money. Money is masculine energy. Women cannot receive pure divine masculine abundance when we have a blockage from the man's energy. So sleeping with the wrong man can and will affect your finance. Men will also be more successful when they give to the right strong vessel. And that vessel gives your life force again back to you. And women will be affected by the masculine energy they allow inside of them. So again, it's very basic, it's very simple, but it needed to be said. Now, what can we do? Releasing the past lover ritual that I have on my YouTube channel as a start. Again, it's a basic start. It's not going to cleanse everything. Cleansing the physical body from animal products mostly, then alcohol, then low vibrational drugs, especially before you're having sex. Don't have sex on like really low frequency drugs, guys, or ego drugs or alcohol. It's very dangerous. So cleansing the physical body, going to plant-based diet, just honor your temple. Men have a temple as well. Our body is our temple. When we come together, it's just two temples meeting together. You know, we are all sacred. Cleansing the energy body while using all elements. You can use air, like sage for air, cleansing baths in the ocean for water, ground yourself under earth, using fire, like white flame ceremonies or fire cleansing. Take cleansing baths as often as possible, especially for women. Also go in the ocean as often as you can, but while connecting to the womb of the mother. It's a symbolic, the ocean's water are symbolic of the waters of the eternal womb, right? Ground, laying on the earth with deep cleansing breaths. You can learn how to also to do breathing today with so many beautiful teachers on YouTube and take classes in breathing techniques because they are very powerful. Use a deep cleansing breath to offer all unwanted energy to the mother, to source, to use as life force and transmute it as she wishes. With this intention ritual, you turn unwanted energy to a gift to the mother or to the cosmos. Seeking energy healing from your angels and guides. Also, I never recommend to cleanse someone else's energy, like Reiki or something, because you must clean your own shit, all right? It is okay to do Reiki or for general energy moving, but because when we are dealing with sexual energies and such heavy energies as we discussed, sometimes karmic and, you know, curses and just horrible stuff we can deal with, we have the possibility of dealing with spirits attachment sometimes, so you must cleanse yourself. Don't transfer these energies to someone else. Get to know each other. And again, in terms of that also, like you don't want to take shortcuts within cleansing this, and this is a part of initiation, so you want to go all the way and you want to do it yourself, and you want to find the good way to do it, not the fast way to do it, because the fast way is never good. Now, when you're with a partner, get to know each other, make a new friend before you allow someone to dump their heavy garbage into your body, all right? This is true for men also. Get to know the woman before you give her your energy and life force. This is a piece of you, literally, that you're giving her and you will never get it back. Never. And you don't have, you know, this is a piece of you that you don't have endless of. Like, you do not have endless semen in you and fluids. They will end one day. You want to use your life force wisely. Unless you're in a sacred union where your woman holds and transmutes your life force and gives it back to you even stronger, which again, if you're in a sacred union, it all goes. You guys are free. This is true freedom, by the way. True freedom is not going and fucking everyone else. That is the biggest lie of the sacred sexuality and the sex magic teachings. Be very careful of that. True freedom is sacred union. You are creating a world where you are both absolutely free, safe, seen, and can expand in the best possible way and serve in the best possible way. That is true freedom. Choose quality over quantity. Be highly selective, wise, and slow down before marrying someone, which means sleeping with them. Men need to slow down more because this also helps them connect to the heart and strengthen their divine masculine heart, their sense of purpose, integrity, and will cause women and people to respect you a lot more. If you are not ready to evolve in your life, at least put a condom. Double or triple it even, if you can, when you have sex. Now, a condom doesn't help completely with the energetic ties, but at least it can possibly help you to be clean, maybe possibly from the men's seed and physical information through DNA to be stuck in your womb. So this will also diminish the physical alchemy of the fluid, although if you kiss, you will transfer them. And of course, we don't want any more babies that don't arrive through sacred union and a conscious decision from two loving, mature parents, because we don't need more of that. Harnessing the energy of that partner and transmuting it as much as possible, since we can't fully cleanse from our sexual partners. Excuse me. Gosh, I'm going to take another sip of water, guys. So trauma, let's talk a little bit about trauma. Sexual energy moves through our spine. And I speak really fast today. I'm just trying to get all the information as fast as I can. Sexual energy moves through the spine, the vagus nerve, and nervous system mainly. It is the information channel, what people call Kundalini. On this channel, so much trauma is locked and blocking our life force. So it is vital, if you want to be ready for sacred union, to purify the body now from trauma. This includes healing all trauma and avoiding consuming new trauma, mainly animal consumption, porn, unconnected sex, which again is always causing more trauma. And also, you know, stuff like horror films, you know, like what are you watching? What are you giving your consciousness to? So we want to reduce trauma, all right? Don't want to create more. So always consider that when you're making any decision in your life. Men, if you want a woman who is connected to her womb, to the cosmos, so you can be filled with the power and love of the cosmos. And women, you want a man who his cock is connected to his heart. And so you can be fully safe, open, and surrendered, and heart connected cock can help you deepen your connection to the cosmos itself even more. So this give and take of the sacred union is just constantly giving and feeding the two partners. It is true freedom, truly. Sacred union cleansing. Part of mastering the sacred union is understanding the power of ritual and initiation, as I always speak of. A simple yet vital ritual of a sacred union is to cleanse before the union. This is a simple act you can do with your lover, with your beloved. Both partners can take a bath or shower together, and the woman, the feminine partner, is responsible for the energetic cleansing of both and the clear, strong intention of this ritual. It is up to the woman. But it won't matter if your vessels are full of animal products or other partner's energy. If you keep sleeping with other people at the same time, you haven't fully cleansed, released, and blessed, it's not going to work. So you don't need to do this ritual because, there's no point to it. There's a whole process to this purification ritual, and that's why most people cannot perform it, at least not successfully, to get the full benefits, because they're not fully committed yet in their life. But this is something that some of you maybe can begin to explore, especially if you are vegan and you are in a monogamous, committed, loving relationship. You don't have to be a super spiritual person to go and have a bath together and have the woman bless your union and imagine your energy body and body purifying in the water. You also, the water, which you, by the way, blessed beforehand, before you enter it. The woman does all the spiritual work. All the man has to do is trust her powers and intentions and not make a joke of it, right? Like, just take it seriously, be very present with her as she is doing her spiritual work, ground her, hold her, be with her. Take it seriously and see this as a sacred ritual you both are participating in, and also a gift for her, to you, to both of you. Instead of, going to church, start worshiping each other. This intention from the woman, oh, these beautiful birds are chirping here, I love them. This intention from the woman also connects the male partner to her deeper and aligns your energies a lot more. And just to sum things up, sex mastery is a gift we can use to know how to transmute sexual energies with ourselves and with another. The sacred union is the highest way to do this, and the only way to truly evolve as the divine beings we are. We need sacred unions now more than ever, and I urge you to not get into any relationship, romantic or sexual, if it is anything less than that sacred union, because you will be doing yourself and the universe a disservice and keep us in the loop of de-evaluation. If you truly consider yourself a conscious being, you must first understand what the sacred union actually is, not as the fluffy version so many spiritual teachers speak of today in Tantric communities, while they sleep with everyone's husband and wives and have orgies. I'm talking about the true sacred union who will birth the new world, the evolved, higher frequency we all yearn for, to be truly free and live our true self. Sacred union is for everyone, but cannot be contained and embodied by everyone at this time, unfortunately. Only the true, aligned, brave, loving souls that are in authenticity and care for one another and themselves. I hope this helped. I hope this inspired at least this tiny little thing in you to awaken to your true power. And I'm a priestess of the temple. I am a servant of the mother. I pray for the awakening of all men and women on planet Earth, for the freedom of children and animals, and for sacred union. Thank you, guys.